Hola amigos. Estamos preparando Veo que toda la gente está llegando. Todo el mundo. Estamos de viernes. Viernes de fiesta. Debería ser el show en español. Sería un poco chistoso, pero no tanto. Ya queda un poco más de 3 minutos. All right, I'm switching back to English. Luminous Cloud 909 says, that's some tasty harmonic sounding synth line. Thank you. I like using the word tasty for describing music. Delicious, tasty. Yum, yum, yum. Could eat it. Luminous Cloud, are you on Twitch and on YouTube? That's crazy. PK is here. A minute or so and we get started. Selway sent you. Okay, yeah, Selway. He might show up around here today. Sometimes he's hanging around in the chat. Hey guys, it's never too early to hit the like button. If you like what you're not seeing, hit the like button. Francesco Morrissey, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, says hello. It's party time. I guess we should start the show. Hello, party people. Welcome back to the show. We're here, and I think my head's getting a little cut off here. Let me lower my seat. How's that? Anyway, yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. It's Friday, Fun Friday, Party Friday, 1 p.m. We are 343 TV. I am Abe Duque. I am your streamer for the hour. We stream here Fridays and Saturdays and sometimes on Tuesdays. John Selway streams tomorrow for his Techno Saturday show at 1 p.m. Please tune in. Last week he wasn't here, so you people are all antsy to see him. Anyway, yeah, we are 343 TV. We come from 343 Labs, which is a school. Come and see and look at our website, 343labs.com. Maybe you take a class with us because that's what we do. We teach you guys how to do this stuff. Anyway, lots of interaction already in the chat before we got started. Let me just say hello to a couple of people. Luminous Cloud, who is also on Twitch, and I think Simple Sam was wondering if John was streaming or we stream on Twitch. We stream on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. So if you don't want to watch us on YouTube, you could watch us on Twitch as well. Rashane is here. Rashane is always here. I'm very happy whenever I see Rashane. Yo Rock Cuts is here. Says yo what's up? Matsky, hello from Glasgow. Hello Matsky, welcome. Let's see who else is here. Francesco Morrissey. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. PK, Ariel Gray, Martin Crockett, of course, and John H. Kinston III, who won the prize for being here the earliest. John, good on you for that. Simple Sam, Luminous Cloud, or to Luminous Cloud says, like Abe just mentioned, there is no Techno Saturday last week. Yeah, there was no Techno Saturday last week. That was a sad Saturday. And we will wonder if we will have Techno Saturday or Electro Saturday tomorrow. Maybe John joins us a little later and lets us know. But sometimes whenever he feels like doing electro, he does electro. Whenever he feels like doing techno, he does techno. Anyway, let's get right into it. I wanted to just pick up where we left off last week. We were doing a little bit of crazy stuff last week with just recording and playing with the 909. It was like 909 day last week, and so we went through the 909, talked about it, played with it, recorded it. Did some stuff, I guess. Let's see. Itrema, I'm not sure if I'm correct pronouncing that correctly. Hello from France. Welcome. Okay. Let me see. I have the set from last week, and let me just show you. I just left it the way it was. It was a little raw. It was I must say, it was not more than a little. I mean, more than a little raw. It was a lot of. You'll see what I mean. So let's just start playing it. So here's the kick, and we recorded that kick with effect, and there was all sorts of noise and crazy stuff being picked up, and everything got picked up with all that noise and stuff. So let's listen to that snare. Snare, same issue. Just picking that up. Let's go to the hi-hats. Jose Moctezuma, greetings from Mexico. Okay, let's see. Then you hear how dirty they are? I even hear myself kind of talking in the background of that recording. Here's the clap. And you hear that. And that's all in that recording. It's a very dirty recording. Listen to the ride. So lots of stuff going on in there. So we're going to have to do some cleaning up if we want to keep these. But let's work on this kick to begin with. Now, we recorded it with through the mixer, and we just jammed the kick bass and distortion by, clipping it on the board, and we got this nice kind of very, very proper kick here going on. But let's make it even more proper, and let's do that by grabbing some audio effects and making it. So I'm going to grab one of my favorite EQs ever, which is going to be the API 560, because I want to mold this a little more and see if I can't get what I really love. So I'm going to throw that in there. But before I throw that in there, I want to grab a utility and drop that in here. Now today's show is titled stereo imaging, and wanted to deal with and talk about all the implications of working in stereo, right? While we work on this track, So this already now with this kick, I wanted to begin that. We have a kick that is obviously recorded in stereo because you can hear there's like stereo components in there, and that could be troublesome. And if I want to keep those stereo components that are happening in there, the very least I could do is drop this utility in here and click on this bass mono. And what happens is when you click on bass mono here, it's going to cut everything under 120 hertz and make it so that it's in mono from there under. Everything above that can still be in stereo. So you almost, actually, not almost, you really don't even perceive it. But it actually can save you in a situation where things might be getting phased out. And just to kind of go with the theme here, I'm going to grab an EQ, a regular EQ, and I turned off that utility for a second. I just want to show you what's happening. Most people don't use their EQs in mid-side mode. Mid-side mode allows for reach into. So what happens is, here quickly, the difference between mid and side, right? Mid is you're working in two channels. You're working in left and right? There's two channels. So we can call that dual mono or whatever you want to call it, but it's speaker 1 and speaker 2. And this will make up stereo, right? So when we talk about mid, we talk about information that comes out of both speakers equally. So if the kick is mono, and don't confuse mid for mono, meaning that it's coming out of both speakers equally, then we have something that's in the middle or mid. It's coming from this phantom center. We call it mid. We could also call it mono, but technically it's not. Mono means just one channel. We're dealing with two channels, but if they both have the same thing coming out of it, it's essentially the same thing. So we don't really call it mono, we call it mid. Now, sides is what happens here that doesn't happen here. These are speakers, remember. Sides. So if something is panned this way or that way, that's going to be, or if it's like ping-ponging or whatever, that's going to be side information. And we can make distinction between that and work with it accordingly. Oh, I just look at Jay Denham is here. Oh my God. Hold on. Jay Denham is in the house. Oh my God. Jay Denham is a legend, everybody. And those of you know techno, you should know Jay Denham. Jay Denham is the man from Kalamazoo. Oh my God. Jay Denham is here. That you get surprises from time to time in life. But if you guys don't know who Jay Denham is, go ahead and Google Jay Denham right now, and you'll know who is in the chat right now. This guy is, wow, amazing. Wow. Welcome, Jay. Now I'm nervous. Oh, my God. Jay is here. Now, I haven't seen this brother in a long time. All right. He's from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Yeah, he says he loves the show. All right, everybody. Look at that. Can I quote you, Jay? Anyway, let's keep moving here. So right. Let's deal with mid-side stuff. So I have it in mid mode or have it in side mode. And when I have it in side mode, I can, just deal with the stuff that's happening here and not here. The exclusive to the left to the right? So that means that I can come in here and take maybe a high pass filter and roll off everything that's on the sides. And as you hear that kind of back and forth that was kind of ping-ponging before. And the higher stuff, the kind of dirt that I'm actually dealing with here in this kick, it's kind of right in the center now because all of the side stuff has been, well, I've kind of, taken it all out. I'll bring it back. I'll just turn this off. And you can hear all of that stereo coming back. Just saying. Okay? So, let's do it the other way. Let's go to the sides. Let's go to the mid part and do the same experiment. Let's take away everything that's in the mids. And what you're left with is the stereo. It's all that stuff that's happening here and not here. You could hear that dirt. That's actually in the kick. The kick is gone. But that's the side stuff. Oh, John Selway's here. John, say hello to Jay. Oh, he is. Okay. And John, tell everybody about your show tomorrow. Is it going to be electro or is it going to be techno? We need to know. Anyway, so as you see, take away the mids, we left with the sides. So an easy way to manage that is to just do it in EQ in mid-side mode, and you can do whatever you want. If I wanted to, I could be like, all right, let's go to side mode on this kick, and let's actually shelve up the sides. And now the sides are louder, and all that stuff came up. Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? John says there's electro tomorrow. Okay, so let's get back to dealing with this kick. So now I can take the EQ away because the EQ was, just for a show and tell here for a second. This utility is working in the same realm now, but it's like taking any of the stuff in the under 120 hertz and just eliminating all the sides on it and just keeping the kick in, keeping it honest that way. Okay, now that we have that, let's take this EQ and start working it the way I like it. So this EQ is wonderful because you could do really nice things with different frequencies here. It's kind of nicely curated. And I just like to swing it back and forth every kind of. These are frequencies that I can push or pull to kind of mold my kick into what I really want. Gotta be careful with some of these. Get that really low end there. And let's see what that sounds like without it. Oh yeah, look, that's just amazing. Now all that little stuff on top of it, I'm gonna have to live with that. I don't care. I'm just gonna keep that in there. It's gonna be part of my track. I don't care. Jay Denham says, I'm a fan of you, John. Oh, look at this mutual admiration society we have going on here. All right. So let's move on. Let's go to the snare and see what's happening there. So the snare has a lot of more of this garbage. Now, in order to get some of this garbage out, I'm not so concerned about the snare. Let's look at the EQ and see what we can do with that to clean it up a little bit, because there's a lot of low end stuff. I could hear kind of kick drum sort of rumblings in there, and we only need the snare for maybe around this area. So we can get to I like to call this the fence. We can get to an area where if we go over that, then we're somewhere else and we just don't sound right anymore. But if we keep it under the fence, it'll be a lot more useful than what we had before. Now remember, before we had this. You hear all that kind of low end rumble? It's cool, but it's not going to serve my purpose, because I want to keep all that low end for other things that I might want to throw in there, that I program in there. And that's going to make it so that it's going to be more useful. See? Listen to that. All right, let's bring in the kick again with that. Okay, good. All right, let's try the next part and see what we can do about that. That's going to be the hats. So these hats, oh man, okay. In my defense, they seem to be recorded, too much to one side and not enough to the other. I recorded them out of the stereo out of the 909. And when you record out the stereo out of the 909, they are naturally panned this way. This is how they come out of that. So I can fix that, and I think I want to fix that in a way that I'm going to use a utility for that as well. Drop that in there, and I'm just going to make it mono. Let's see what happens if I just make the whole thing mono. Okay, so that's going to make it useful, but look at all that garbage down there again. It's very rumbly, and that's not going to work. So I'm going to need an EQ8 again to clear up some of this stuff. I might be able to keep it up to here. Let's see what happens if we bring it in together. It's a little dirty of a recording, but it doesn't matter. It's at least cleaner than it was before. Remember, without this stuff, it sounded like this. Hold on. Gotta crisscross my arms here. Whoa, where did Ableton go? Just disappeared on me. Okay, so this is what these hats sound without the. Look at that! Look how dirty and, I mean, cool, but. And again, I could hear that voice on the top, but whatever. We're gonna keep that as ambience for the track. I don't care. It'll be fine. Look at that. We don't need that rumble. The best thing we did is get rid of that rumble down there, because that rumble is going to compete with all that kick, and if we have a bass line going later, that's not going to be good. So now that we have that, now we're getting somewhere here. So let's bring these levels down together so that we don't clip. Okay. Doing good there. All right, let's do the clap. Let's see how we can clean that clap up. Again, same story. Immediately, I'm just going to go in, remove that rumbling in the bottom, and live with that stuff on the top. Maybe I could try with this clap to use a gate to clean them up a little more. So a gate is a device that closes the audio gate, makes everything silent unless something loud enough to open it comes through it, like the clap. So when the clap hits, it's going to open the gate if the threshold is set to the right position. So the position right now, the threshold is just a little too high, so I'm going to lower it so that this opens it. Now it's shortening my clap by providing a release that's a little too fast, but making it very, very silent. Listen to that. Look at all that stuff that was there before. Now it's clean, but I lost some of it. So I'm going to increase the release. Maybe a little more. Yeah. So that's much better. So I know I still have much more to go with that. Let's see how far we can get before it starts to get a little I could live with that. And let's see together. Again, without the effects, and man, I really recorded this in a super crappy way. Not to say that I always do that, but I'm making lemonade out of lemons here. So let's turn it off. Look at all that. That's really back. I can use that now. Now I could further process it, adding other types of processing in there. But first job is to clean everything up before you try to work with it. And let's see what this ride sounds like. I think it's going to be the same situation. Now the ride has a little more going on, but still has that low end rumble. So we'll have to come in and do the same thing with the EQ. Take that low end rumble, which is right there. You can see it. Look, you can see that. That's the rumble that doesn't really complement this part now. Also, if you like what you're seeing, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. I gotta see how many subscribers we have. We're at 27.6K subscribers. We're trying to get to 28. Would be great if we could get it by the end of the month. So listen to that. That's cool. Now, while we're here, I'm going to do something that you've seen me do a few times before, is just add the Haas effect to this, which is I'm going to take a delay and put it in time. unlink it, take the feedback all the way down, bring the dry wet all the way up, and bring the levels down. Take the filter off because I don't need filtering on this. And then just change the left and right a little bit different from each other. And I'll just turn that off for a second and show you what the difference is. See how it's in the center? And now how it spurted out to the sides. And that's good because it's not going to conflict with the hi-hats. Put it next to the hi-hats and put the clap next to the snare. I like to keep myself organized this way. I don't need this MIDI track here. Okay, so that's working. Okay, cool. Very nice. How's that kick drum working for us? Very nice, but I'm going to see what happens if I further EQ it and use another one of those fancy EQs of mine. Maybe use the Pultec on this thing to just give it some real bottom. I tried to avoid giving it too much bottom with the API EQ. Oh, there it is. And let's add some bottom, see what happens. Maybe this is too much. Remember, you could cut and boost at the same time with this thing. So just a little bit. Let's see what the difference is. Yeah, that's pretty big. And all together, keep all these effects inside racks so that I can look at the difference. Like, this is what we started with, and this is what we're working with now. So it's a lot more polished and a lot more what I'm looking for right now. All right, so got that. Let's see what we could do for this other stuff. I think the 99 stands for itself. You don't really have to do much with it to get things going. So I had some other parts that I recorded, and it was so terrible. My recording last week was a really horrible example of my recording skills. Let me show you some of the stuff I recorded. Let's see. Somebody says, howdy, thanks for turning me on to the Pultec. It's a game changer. Totally game changer. Totally a game changer, yes. Not sure whether or not it's bad, but I have the habit of being obsessed with the meter on the master, trying not to be in the red. It's a good practice. It's a good practice, I would say, to do that. Now, the thing about this is that, and you're about to pull me down a rabbit hole, is that those of us like John and Jay and myself who have been around forever know that in an analog setting, when you're working in, with like an analog mixer, like I have a mixer here set up. Let's see, I'm just show you a little bit. This is my Allen and Heath mixer that I'm using for the show here. In an analog setting, when you clip something, when you get it into the red, clipping it changes the sound. Now, sometimes that's desirable. The distortion that you get is like, oh yeah, that sounds actually better. But sometimes it is not what you want. It definitely changes it. And if you do too much of it, it could be ruining it. Digital clipping is not as pretty as analog clipping. So what we try to do is not clip it, right? So the first iterations of digital technology or software was, not working in what we work in now, which is 32-bit. Ableton is working natively in 32-bit. And so is most DAWs. And the thing about that is that the amount of headroom that you get in 32-bit is ridiculous. Now, that means that if I happen to go into the red, which I am a little bit here, I can stand a lot of pushing on this and it won't really clip. Even if the problem will be in my system. If I play it back, it won't handle it. If my audio interface might not be able to handle it. 0 on the dBFS scale, what it really means is that, which means is 0, dBFS, the top of the scale is 0. What it means is that across the industry, devices should be made that will not clip at this level. And then anything above that is fair game to clip. But at this level, they should not clip. So because of that, I don't worry about it anymore as much as I used to. Even the fact that I could be, like if I, recorded this and it was 32-bit and it was in the red and it was like, what you might call decapitating the track where the waveform would be cut off. If you take that 32-bit waveform and throw it back into a DAW and bring down the gain, since 32-bit has so much, like it has about 700 dB going up above zero, you could bring that down and then the wave will come right back, which isn't the case in 24-bit and then 16-bit. 16-bit being CD quality. So 32-bit is remarkable for the amount of headroom that it has going one way and going the other way. So, yeah, it's good practice to not have it in the red, and maybe being obsessed about it is not necessarily what you need to be. I'm looking at it, I see going in red, and I'm not that much worried about it. I know that eventually I'm going to bring everything down and have everything kind of in the green, just because I like the way that looks. And now since I'm talking about it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to just bring down all the levels together and just keep it under the green, in the green. Okay. Cool. So that was that. Sorry, you can pull me down a rabbit hole in here. All right, so let's listen to some of these other Rumble things that I recorded. And these were, like, I was like, what was I trying to record here? I think I only, in this one, I only recorded the effects output on something I was doing. I think it sounds like a kick. But since it's there and it's like this, what can we do with this? Well, I'm going to make, again, lemonade out of lemons. I'm going to take a track and give it a track here. Come on now. I made a copy here. And it's not copying. Well, okay. My keyboard is not responding. And that could be bad. But let's see if we run into problems with that furthermore. So what I'm going to do is grab this and copy it and put it in here. And see what I could do with that. I'll call it Rumble 1. And let's play that with the kick. And you know what? I'm just going to grab one good loop of it. I like what happens later on. Like right around here. And maybe take that. And then maybe grab a compressor. And do the old side chaining trick. Right? Oh, wrong track. Just grab that compressor and throw it in this track. Now I might want to just go ahead and quickly make a copy of that. Now it's working, the keyboard. I'll make a copy of that kick and call it Ghost Kick. And that's going to be good when I start arranging this thing. You want to use a ghost kick because if you drop out the kick, you don't want the thing that you're controlling with the ghost kick. I mean, with the kick to lose its side chain. So let's turn this side chain on. Got that side chain in there, and let's set that to the ghost kick. Turn on the ghost kick. Ghost kick's not going to be playing, so it's got to be out of the mix. And now that that's going, go to that rumble. I'll put that in peak. Play with the attack. Keep keep that a little low. Let's see. Jose says, talking about levels, you are producing and mixing at the same time. What about mastering? This mix, what level is going to be? What about the headroom for mastering? Yeah, the level for mastering. Of course, we need to have that. That's for sure. I'm mastering a lot of people's records, and this week I had to send somebody's record back because they didn't have enough headroom. They exported it too loud, and I didn't have any area to work. I mean, they had actually gone over 0. They had gone to like +2 or 3 on the scale, and that was. I mean, if you just stay under 0, I could probably work with that. Maybe lowering your mix and then working around that. But you're right. So yes, when we get to that point where we're starting to master, then when we need to deal with that part of it, or we're going to export the whole thing, we're going to always bring the whole mix down again and keep it way under 0. So, but while you're producing, you at least I don't want to be confused with looking at the master. I just want to be making music at that moment. All right, so let's see what else we have in here. Let's see what this one sounds like in here. That sounds interesting. By the way, you're watching 343 TV. My name is Abe Duque. We're here on Fridays and Saturdays and sometimes on Tuesdays with Tetro Talks. Tomorrow, John Selway's doing Techno Saturday. John, I think John is in the chat. He could let you guys know that we're doing Techno Saturdays or Electro Saturdays. And he's also going to be here at 1 p.m. like I am. I'm going to keep that one. Let's see what this one is here. And we run a school. We teach class. We have schools in New York and in Berlin and online. And we have classes starting all the time. I know that for myself, I have a few classes starting. I have a class starting on Monday, an Ableton class. This meets at 7. It's online if you want to, come and join us before we start. But I have classes starting almost every week, and all the other instructors as well. So come and check our schedule, 343labs.com. And don't forget about 343 Studio, which is an amazing resource and program for those that already have things going on and want to keep on working on their skills. And that's pretty good. Let's see under the what it sounds like under the sidechain. That's pretty good. Ooh, nice rumbly stuff. I'm gonna keep this one I'm gonna keep that rumble, and I'll put another compressor. I'm just gonna copy the compressor from over here and put it on that rumble and see what it does to it. Okay, it's kind of aggressive, but alright. Maybe we'll just deal with that for now. Maybe we'll EQ it a little bit more. Take the hi-hat out. I can hear more things in here. I like all that little stuff spread around. Yes, Simple Sam says it's electro tomorrow for John Selway's show. All right, so I wanted to write some synth parts here. Now, I brought my trusty little bass bot. Let me get that bass bot in the picture here. So my bass bot is here, and we can get some nice bass lines going. By the way, if you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button. I like to impress my friends with that. So it's very nice, and I'll probably keep some of these parts in here. But yes, somebody's saying acid. Yes, we have an acid machine here. But what I love about this machine is it has MIDI, and I love programming with the sequencer on this machine. It's very easy to get something going. Let me show you how easy it is. So if I wanted to I kind of like that pattern. Let's find a pattern that I don't like that much. See, I don't like that pattern that much. I erased it. Now the pattern's not there anymore. And on the fly, I come in here and just write a pattern. And I'm just going to play something. Ready? See? And I could kind of adjust it, play it over it. And then maybe add some up and down MIDI octaves here. And I just wrote that on the fly. Okay, so that's really cool, right? But I didn't, I do this all the time here. I always come in here with this 303 and I record these in here. I was like, how else could I use this? Now, I really love the sequencer in here. And the sequencer is, it swings really nicely and it's easy to program and kind of right to the point. So what I did was I plugged in a MIDI cable to the output of the sequencer. And I put it into the input of this drum machine, which is what I'm using for a MIDI interface. And what I did is then grab a bunch of synths that I like and throw them into some channels here so that I could kind of like play them with the 303. So I'll turn this on. Right now it's not playing it because I gotta put it in this mode, but it should play it. See, that's the CS80 doing that. Let's try another CS80 sound. Just go through the preset. And I love basing, like having a bass line and then using that as a basis to like grab other sounds and kind of record them in. Let me just grab another track here, which I can use. I'm gonna put it outside of this track here. Now, put her over here. I'll use this as a resample track to grab stuff that I'm kind of liking. So in this case, I'm going to set the resample to come from the, what's it called, the CS80. So whatever's happening in the CS80, which I'll need to monitor in. So where is this monitor in? Well, wrong one. CS80 is this one here. Whoa, don't want that. Not for now. In a second I do. There we go. Okay, so got that going, and then my resample track can already be set up to record. So let's see. If I wanted to take those noise shots right now, record them right in there. Let's grab something else. Let's go back to the CS80 and try another preset. Now, searching for presets here might not be the best use of our time. That's pretty cool. I'm going to take that, record that for a little bit. And since it's behaving kind of like an organic CS80, I'm just going to let it be for a little bit and record a take that has a few, more than just a bar. And I'll just stop that there. But let's see, I have other synths here. So that's that CS80. Let's try this Buchla easel. I had also some stuff in here. Make sure to turn off the CS80 because my CPU will get taxed. Oh, that's pretty cool. Hey, Mucus says it sounds good. Mucus, right? Let's look at that easel. That thing is awesome. This thing is really trippy, literally. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Alright, let's resample that. And I gotta make sure that comes from the easel. So switch it over to the easel and record that. And I'll just let that record for a while as well. And that thing has a life of its own, so we might be okay with recording that for, you know, a good 30 seconds or so to get a nice little kind of analog-ish sounding thing going on here. We'll deal with it later, chop it up or whatever. But right now we're in the collections phase of this track. Deer in the 343, I call it. Audible Video says West Coast Madness. That's right. Trippy, if you know what I mean. Okay, I think I've almost got enough, but I don't know when to stop on it. But I'm gonna, let's see what that recording is looking like. Pretty good. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and stop there. Let's try another one. I have this, let's take this one off. I have Dext in here, which is a really good FM. It's a DX7. It's free, by the way. This one here. It's a DX7 emulator. So I gotta get that to monitor. Okay, I didn't think I had picked that sound. Let's switch the pattern. Let's try another pattern. All these patterns that I wrote on this bank here are in the same key, so I could almost pick any one. Let's go up, try another song. This one's a DX7 trying to sound like an ARP 2600. I'm gonna take that just for kind of some trippy background stuff. Switch to Dext and record that for a little bit. Just kind of a trippy little background thing. Okay, I only need a little bit of that. Alright, let's go to the next one. I actually have the ARP 2600 on there coming up, so we'll see what that sound like. Kind of pre-picked sound so that we didn't have to go through a bunch of them. Let's see, what am I missing here? Okay, this is. Let's try it. This thing is not changing. Maybe this thing is not. Hold on. It's not set up yet. I gotta put the monitor in. There we go. Bring down the. Find one pattern that I like. Kind of very overpowering, this synth, right? Kind of just want to take over everything. Can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm gonna skip the 2600 for now. And it's Absinthe. It's a kind of a tour of old synths. Let's see what sound I picked in it. Just to start. Let's turn it on. That's okay. Let's skip Absinthe. Let's go to. Let's work from the back. So I have like FM8, I have the Jupiter 8, I have Contact, they have a Massive, I have Mini V. I just spent some time making stuff, but let's try to make the bass line with the Mini V. And let's see, let's turn on the Mini V. So I gotta get that monitor going and turn it actually on. Alright, let's switch it. very electro, very Kraftwerky, and look for a bass sound. See, maybe I could lay down the bass with the bass machine on a bass synthesizer. Okay, come on, give me a nice bass sound. John Selway says he just got a CRE 8, a CRE 8 audio West Pest, and he's wondering if you guys want him to use it on the show tomorrow. I say you do, John. I'm going to turn off the 303 itself so I just hear what's happening with this thing. Okay, that's nice. So let's where's my track with the resampling in it? Let's get it from the MIDI. That back on again because I lost the sync on this thing. So I'm getting a very low recording here, meaning in low pitch, but that's what I want. And it's hard to see with this thing in front of me. I have another screen. I maybe should throw it on the other screen. Alright, so let's resample. Remind you what it sounds like. That's the bass line that I just recorded. It's a little low. We'll have to tweak it to bring it out a little bit. Let's see if we can't find another one. Keep the same bass line though. The same actual programming, same MIDI. I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah, you can tell I like acid, right? Alright, we'll record that too. If you like what you're seeing, maybe you should check out our website, 343labs.com. We teach classes on all of this stuff. Kind of, you know, we do mixing and mastering, composition, sound design, Ableton, Logic, anything you really want to do, we can do it for you. 343labs.com. We have schools in Berlin, New York City, and of course online. Classes starting all the time. And yeah, hit the like button if you like what you see today. Okay, I got that. And let me just look for one more. Oh, maybe I'll try another pattern. I like to have choices. I like the sound a lot. Let me solo this sound. That's cool. I'm going to take that too. Yeah, I only need one or two bars of that. That's fine. All right, let's try one more part. I got a bunch. Let's go to Contact. Let's see what Contact has for us. Let's turn on Contact and put it in monitor in mode as well. Let's see. And turn it on because, of course, I put some string sections there. Let me play with some of these bass lines already that are. Get back that bass line back from the 303. Okay, let's try another part. See if we can. Hey, I like that. I'm going to take that and wait a second. Gotta make sure I'm recording from the right place. So from contact. I lost the sync again. Let's start it again. Okay, that's a good one. See if I can't find another pattern that works. Just want a cheesy orchestra sounding part. Let's see. I'll find a part. I like. Hey, you know what? Let's randomize things. This might backfire, but I don't care. I'm going to go and just generate random patterns. Keys won't work too well if we do this, but just to show you what could happen if you just randomize pattern. Oh, I could work some creepy stuff with that. I didn't want that. I just want to insert another scene. And again, I lost. Here we go. It sounds off, but I could make that work. Okay. What time are we? I mean, you guys have been so patient just watching me doodle around here. I can't believe Jay Denham is still here. Jay, it's great to see you here. We got to bring you on the show. If you want to come on, I can actually, bring you on and we can talk and make tracks at the same time if you want. Let me know if that's a thing you're into, man. Anyway, we're about 5 minutes left for the show. Just very happy to be here with you all. Let me just see what's going on in the. Absent says Jeff Mills in the house. Yeah. Okay, with those strings, just kind of played randomized inside of a crazy sequencer. Maybe you're getting some insight into how some of this stuff was done. Everybody likes to eat sausage, but nobody likes to see it being made. Let's see, Crazy Concerto Carosso. Okay. Jay would like that. Okay, Jay, hit me up. Abe at 343labs.com. That's my email. Everybody, hit me up because I'm putting it out there. Abe at 343labs.com, and we could talk about bringing you on the show very soon, as soon as you want. Let's see. So let's see what else is going on here. Anybody else talking in the chat? John is saying, Jay, you can do both shows. I guess John asked Jay at one point. John is quick on trying to get guests. But, I didn't know you were getting him. Jay, you decide which show you go on first. Let's see. What else do we have? Need something more legato. I agree. I mean, right now, I just gathered a bunch of parts. You know what? Let me just save what we did today. And what I'll do is during the week or before next show, I'm going to go ahead and curate some of these parts and decide what we're going to keep and what we're going to not have. And if we need more, we'll get more, but I'll set it up better. Let's see what else. Because it says I'm going to shoot you those workshop references. Okay. Got it. I don't know if that was for me though. Let's see what else. Caroline, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Colpani says, real nice, greetings from Brazil. It's great to see different people in here. If you like what you're seeing today, please, again, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. We're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to make it, 27K. Do we have 27? We're trying to get to 28K by the end of the month. That would be amazing. Just looking through the list of things being said here. Really liking the groove of the sequencer extract. Yeah, the sequencer on this, a lot of people laugh at me when I say this is my favorite 303. I have another 303. I had it around here somewhere, which is my original 303, but I never use it anymore because it grooves really nicely, but it also has Roland DIN-Sync, which is not very cool. And, this thing grooves so nicely and so easy to program, and it has MIDI in for syncing, and it has MIDI out for collecting the parts on another synth, and it has CV and gate. Not only does it have CV and gate out, but it has like what else? Accent out and CV clock out, which is amazing if you're gonna, expand and use this as you could be using. This is a great sequencer for like a Eurorack setup. So what I mean is, let me show you what I mean. So I have a little rack here a couple of racks. I have one over here as well. A rack here that has oscillators and all that stuff. We should get back into doing stuff with the Eurorack. But I can patch my 303, my TT303, to control oscillators and all sorts of things on, modular. So it works really well with MIDI, and it works really well with modular. And I think the price is amazing. I don't know. Debate me. Tell me why you think that this is not the best 303 clone ever. And, well, you see me use it all the time. You must think it's very nice pronunciation. Okay. Right. Okay. Got it right. Yeah. Anyway, I guess we ran out of time. We got 1 minute left for the show. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back on Friday and next Friday at 1 p.m. John will be here tomorrow, and he'll be here, I guess, at 1 p.m. with his Electro Saturdays thing. And we'll do it again. So come join us. We are 343 TV. My name is Abe Duque, and John will be here tomorrow and maybe Tuesday. I don't know if this Tuesday we have Tetro Talks, but I'll see you soon, maybe in one of my classes, right? That would be amazing. All right. Take care.